Hello and welcome to Tarot with Tanya. This is 7 cards for 7 days beginning with the week of June 5th. And we start this week with the moon in Capricorn. That's a sign that thrives on responsibility. It's good for business, getting practical things done, having a sense of accomplishment. And then we will end next Sunday with the moon in Aries. So we are moving from this transpersonal part of the chart, things that deal with business, and then groups, the transpersonal, meaning like Pisces and Aquarius, connecting with those very outer planets and humanity in general. And then when we come to Aries, we get into that part of the chart, the zodiac wheel, that is very personal, all about the self. The Aries is the infant, our new starts, and so forth. And before I was reading the cards today, I just got this energy of the inner child. And that seems to be when I'm happiest anyway, is when I can drop down into that heart where I think that inner child dwells, and what gives us excitement, things like that. So when we start with that Capricorn, it could be again a little bit heavier energy, and then by the time it moves to Aries, hopefully it's getting more playful for you. So as always, take what fits for you, what seems right, what feels right, working here to help you develop that intuition, that inner sense of what speaks to you, vibrates correctly for you, and then leaving behind what doesn't. So on our Monday, June 5th, and I have to say before I forget, happy birthday to my dear sister on the 4th. That we have this for Monday card, the 4 of Swords. And very frequently you will see this as a kind of figure, sometimes a knight-like figure, but stretched out on what looks to be like a sarcophagus, a tomb, a box for the dead, but it is not literally that. It represents a stillness of the mind. So getting quiet, seeing what is a priority for you, but not as in really sifting through it in a anxious or nervous way, but to let it come to you by being quiet. What are those priorities? And I feel like that energy fits really well with that Capricorn moon on Monday. Again, taking responsibility, thinking about what you need to do. 4s are earth energy. That gives you that strength and stability there too. And then on Tuesday, the 6th, we get the 3 of discs. And you may have noticed, if you know your tarot cards, I'm using the Rider-Waite. This is the Pamela Smith version. And here you have perhaps 3 artisans, 3 craftspeople working on something. So are you collaborating with someone, working on a multifaceted project, finding things coming together in a harmonious way? So earthy because it's the discs, and then creative and harmonious because of the 3. So it's not like on Monday we get quiet and we allow those priorities to surface, and then on Tuesday we work, and possibly with others, to implement ideas, methods for those priorities. And then when Wednesday comes around, it's decision time. You get the 2 of Swords, and here we have the very typical blindfolded figure. And that represents making a decision that is the best one for you. And I don't think that means cutting off your emotional self at all, but one that is in balance because it's a 2, one that uses your intuition because it's a 2. That's the number of the High Priestess. So what is a balanced decision, and that could be taking in both your emotional needs and your more practical, physical, earthly kinds of needs. So that's our Wednesday. By the time we get to Thursday, we have another disc, and this time it's the 10 of discs. I tend to think of this card as wealth because that's what it's called in the Thoth deck. And here you do have abundance. One, you have all of those wonderful stars in their disc shapes, and there is a family, a couple, a child, an older, perhaps grandparent. You've got dogs. You're looking into the rounded archway here, which also connects it to our rounded archway in the 3 of discs. So there's a way that you're looking into bounty, feeling it. So what is your bounty in life? A home you love, clothes you like to wear, good food to eat, a beautiful walk that inspires you and grounds you. It can be all kinds of things. So that was a 10, and then we return right back to the 1 on Friday. So we have had the mental energy of the swords, we have had the earth energy of the discs, and now we're moving into that instinctual energy of fire in the Ace of Wands. So a gift. So it's kind of like, again, backing up. Monday, getting quiet, letting the priorities surface, implementing some of those, some work to get those priorities taken care of, then making some decisions on Wednesday. Thursday, counting your blessings, your wealth, your bounty, and then Friday, kind of a start over. And I feel like that's where that playful child comes in as well. And when we do take care of the business, get those priorities out of the way, or at least acknowledging them and taking some steps to take care of what feels most pressing, then we get some playtime. And that's what that makes me think of. Aces are gifts. This is a gift of instinct. Maybe it's a day to be spontaneous. Maybe you get that last minute invitation to do something fun or take some kind of calculated risk, go on a little adventure. And by Saturday, we get the one and only major for this week, and it is a 6. It's been interesting to me too, because we've got 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. We skip 5 this week, and we go into the 6, and we're going to end on a 7. So the devil tends to scare people, like the death card, but it's nothing to be afraid of. It's just part of the journey. Very much can be about a sense of humor. Can we back up and laugh at our goofiness, at our mistakes, even at our perfectionism if we suffer from that, and a lot of us do. How can we get a laugh out of that? And it can be very passionate as well. It can also be very sexy, very romantic. Those are also aspects of this. If it's a little on the darker side, it tends to be for people a bedevilment. What is gnawing at you? What's in there, chewing at your mind in some way, worrying you, guilt, shame, those kinds of things. Addictions can be part of this. And how can we see them as our teachers? How can we see them in some ways that they become our helpers? They teach us things that grow our soul, or maybe, even pushing us towards some kind of help. But hopefully for most of us, for all of you, it is about that playfulness and, again, creativity and thinking of Pan. He looks a little goofy, and if you've ever watched South Park and seen the devil on there, they do a fantastic job in their crude and hilarious way of making fun of the devil and making him into a much more human-like character. So check that out if you don't know what I mean. And for our Sunday next week, we have the 7 of Cups. So that's what I meant by that. 6 to 7. This cup, this Seven in the Cups card is always a strange one for me, because it represents strangeness in a way. It can be about illusions. It can be about dreams. And I'll try to bring it in close enough, get away from that glare, that you can see that there are sort of fantastical creatures in some of these cups. There are more ordinary things like a wreath and jewels. There's the tower in one, a serpent, maybe a magic mushroom kind of thing. So you have this person who we only see from the back in the black outline, the black silhouette here, being mesmerized, I think, by the illusions, by one's own dreams. So how do we bring ourselves back down to earth and try to make some practical sense? Well, one, don't deny it. Just look at it, witness it, observe it, and then maybe choose what's best for you, or wait till the time to choose what's best for you. So it could be a very great, dreamy, creative day next Sunday, to let yourself enjoy that. So, just a quick recap, kind of contemplation, thinking, or really more allowing the thoughts to come up, the priorities to surface on Monday, taking some creative and constructive action on Tuesday, reassessing and making new decisions on Wednesday, counting your blessings, your wealth, your bounty on Thursday. Friday, maybe taking a risk, having a sense of rebirth and energy with that Ace of Wands, laughing hopefully on Saturday with any bedevilments that come up, or finding a playful, creative way to work with that devil energy. And then on Sunday, letting the whole week, every day, come back up, see what the illusions might be, what the dreams might be, and choosing when you are ready. So, as always, I really hope that helps you, gives you something to bounce off of for the week. And then we will end here with a Crystal Angel Oracle card. And this one came out to be Lapis. And I'm not totally sure how to pronounce that. I see different ways. I've looked it up. It never sticks. Lazuli is how I tend to say it. Feel free to correct me on that. It stands for a life-changing energy, an epiphany or experience, and that so fit for me, or does fit for me, with that feeling like the inner child could really surface this week, could use some attention, that we all need a little bit of playfulness. We have also Pluto retrograde right now, and it's still in Aquarius, but it's moving back toward Capricorn. So again, there's that emphasis of, it's in that transpersonal part of the chart, power to the people at the moment, but it's creeping back toward that more, again, business, like serious, earthy energy that's in Capricorn. So it's a bit of a do-over time for us. It would have gone through this area late last year and so forth. So you might kind of look backwards and see what might need a little bit more attention from that time span. So here's what it says about the Lapis. Your life is about to change, with blessings supporting your progress in learning and growing. This card signals that you're reaching a pivotal moment when you will make a life-changing decision. You may also have an epiphany, a realization that seems to turn your life upside down. Perhaps you realize the truth about yourself, a relationship, your health, or your career. Facing truths can be frightening, yet also freeing. Lapis lazuli can also signal transformation on your spiritual path, and that's what it really feels like to me. You may return to core beliefs, connect with Mother Mary or any sort of goddess-like figure. She is, in particular, Mother Mary is associated with the color blue and lapis. That's why she's mentioned here. or you might awaken your natural spiritual gifts. So this highly sought after royal blue crystal is actually composed of several other stones, including calcite and pyrite. It was crushed into powdered pigment in ancient times to paint images of Mother Mary. So that's part of that connection there. Lapis can initiate spiritual insights and realizations and help you discern and understand divine guidance. So one thing you could do is just get yourself a small piece, or if you have some, carry it with you for the week as well. So again, I hope this offers something useful, something inspiring, something helpful for you. I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful week. I so appreciate everyone who shows up here, and those of you who subscribe and like and you share and so forth. And please, please consider doing those things to help this grow. And I will see you again next week.